Plenty of Wallaby gold here in Telstra Stadium. Over 45,000 expected for the first test in the Bundaberg Rum Series. Head-to-head, they've played 24 times, Australia and Wales. Australia 14 wins, Wales 9. They had the one draw, and that was the last outing in November 2006. Tonight they play for a new trophy, the James Bevan Trophy. Australian born, but then at the age of 10, he travelled back to Wales with his parents. He went on to become the first ever captain of Wales in rugby union. They're grouped with Australia in Pool B at the Rugby World Cup, and these two countries will clash in Cardiff on September 15. That match could decide top spot in the group. 18 players back at home at a training camp, and these players on this tour get the chance to stake a claim for the World Cup spot. So there is no shortage of motivation, Phil Kearns.
No, there's not, and they are not a bad side. Forget what you've been reading in the paper, and there are a couple of key players tonight. Look at number 3, Adam Jones. He's weighing in 121 kilos. We've talked about the Kiwis having the best tight head in the world, and Carl Heyman. Well, Jones is right up there. He's going to give Matt Dunning a hard time. Phillips at halfback. He is 6'3". He's 90 kilos, so he's a big man for a halfback, and he's up against a much smaller man in Matt Giteau. He could dominate around the scrum base if he uses his weight.
What a night for Gareth Thomas. His 93rd cap, which breaks the Welsh record. He's already the leading try scorer in Welsh rugby history with 37 tries. Made his debut in 1995 against Japan. So now the Wallabies get set to run out onto Telstra Stadium in Sydney, the first of 2 test matches they'll play in Sydney this year. Still to come is a Tri-Nations encounter against South Africa. But Phil Waugh, for just the second time, leading Australia out in a test match. Waugh tonight is playing his 56th test match after making his debut against England in 2000. Very much a new look team, Greg Martin.
Well, let's start with Phil Waugh. As the captain, he is a man who will grab things from the front and say, follow me. Wonderful to see him back. He's bigger, stronger. And we'll see whether he's faster tonight, but he's the sort of leader that Australia can really pitch behind. He could dominate the breakdown. The Welsh don't have a fetcher in the same style as Phil Waugh, so if he can dominate the breakdowns, it'll make things a lot easier. And Matt Giteau, he's at halfback because what they're looking for him to do is to run, not just purely pass, bend the line back and quick ball, and then they're going to go wide. That's the plan for Australia. So much depends on those two men.
Well, wherever you're watching our coverage around the world, it's great to have you with us. The international season underway down under. Huxley, and straight away it goes to Robinson. He sends it back down into Australian territory, so Huxley gets a couple of touches, and that's gone in front there of Mitchell, and a little lucky to get away with that. And Mitchell now looking for touch, and
good recovery after the pass went in front of him from Huxley. It did go backwards off his hands. Scary moment, but then he had the poise to throw that one down the left wing.
Boone just couldn't control it back there.
Just go in first, go in.
There's actually a knock forward almost there from Lee Boone.
Well, he's called the line out. A great attacking opportunity here for the Wallabies early on. Inside the Welsh 22 as they drive it forward. And now Giteau with his hands on the ball. Here's Norton Knight out to Mortlock. It's gone behind Mortlock, and it's been picked up by Chekai immediately. He kicks ahead. Giteau racing back there as Hook almost gets there, and Hook keeps it on the toe. Good counter here from the Welsh. Hook picks it up.
Top.
Here's a try coming up. Thomas,
No.
can he get it down? Try! First try to Wales against the run of play. The new look Wallaby back line just couldn't string the passes together. And Thomas is there to score the try. Wales leads 5-0. Good skills from Hook, who kept it on the ground, kept it on the toe.
Well, there was a Welsh try, but it started up as the well, there's the mistake from the long pass Norton Knight to Mortlock, went behind him. Chekai, great little chip through. I noticed, have a look at the pace of Hook there. Didn't think he was going to get on top of Giteau. The ball spilled back after he dived on it. He then gives it back to his skipper, Thomas, who steps and has a lot of trouble getting the ball down, but finally plays the ball immediately. It does get to the ground. What a turnaround from the Wallabies on the attack to the Welsh try at the other end. All by a mistake from the pass going behind to Mortlock from Norton Knight.
There'll be several players not feeling too good about themselves right now, but the Welsh.
this crowd of around 40,000 not feeling too good about proceedings either, as the extra 2 is added from James Hook. And so what a start for the tourists. Written off, remember, when they arrived in Australia a short time ago. And now they lead 7-0.
There's Giddo straight over the ball. Yeah, just couldn't control. Hook didn't panic there. He could have, and he just looked for his options. And there was the best one. 14 in Thomas, but who was the try awarded to? Oh, well, yes, we mentioned rustiness, didn't we?
Well, coming from both teams, not just the Wallabies of that first area. You saw the lifters there for the receiver of the kickoff, not even looking at the ball. It almost hit him on the head. I think it might have been Matthew Reese, the hooker, went straight over the top of him.
Well, it is a penalty because he was in an offside position after it was touched by Robinson. So Wardlock is settling things down here. He's going to have a shot. 3.5 minutes in.
Talk about your home crowd turning on you early, Kernsey. I think there was a bit of a boo went round the stadium that Mortlock was going to take this shot at goal.
Yeah, they want to see attack here.
Have a look at this. The lifter, who's behind him? It is Matthew Reese, the hooker. He was getting ready to lift and didn't realise the ball was going over his head. There's a little tip for youngsters. Keep an eye on the ball.
Vice captain tonight, Mortlock, bringing it round off the uprights. And Chavez is there, so it's still 7-0. Wales in front and clearing now from inside their goal line. Safely into touch, about 30 metres out from their line.
Australia going to the shorter line out on this occasion, putting their runners into the back line.
Yeah, Palu's standing outside 12. Outside of Manashka Cooper.
Won by Elsom Giddo. Here's Ashley Cooper out to Palu. Plenty of support or defence there to wrap him up. Giddo. Huxley up from full-back. Dropped cold there.
Chisholm.
Mark Chisholm it was.
Gee, there was an opportunity there for Matt Giddo. I'm not sure if he looked up and saw a very hairy man and Adam Jones in front of him. Here's the pass from Huxley. Oh, should have been taken.
Crouch.
Just flashback 7 days, Phil. Super 14 final. Sharks and Bulls, 2 monster packs, only 1 reset. They finally got it right. Bulls ended that tournament. Now it's Wales. Out now to Hook. Finds some open space. And Gerard is back there. Gives it to Huxley inside his 22.
Well, that's a nice hoof too from Huxley.
And Byrne takes it quickly. Across to Hook. In a spot of bother here. Got it back to Byrne in time to get it onto the left foot. Straight into the breadbasket of Gerard. Across it goes now to Mitchell. And he goes to the air.
It's a good bomb. Oh, just
taken by Hook. Across there is the captain, Gareth Thomas.
There's nothing wrong with that kick either by Thomas. Good poise.
And it's not going to find touch.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Just.
Well, there was no one home when Mitchell obviously went up into the line and put that bomb up. He did just get checked on the way through. It wasn't a bad bomb.
Too soon on your side of the scrum. Too soon on your side.
Yep, Mitchell had gone chased the kick and Huxley hadn't slid across, but it was a wicked bounce advantaging the Welsh. Touched the line and bounced back in. The captain. 93 test match tonight, Gareth Thomas.
Won by Sharp.
Get on sides! Get on sides, 5!
Giddo waiting for it. Norton Knight.
That'll give him a bit more confidence. A nice kick. Nice and clean off the boot.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that these two players, Norton Knight and Julian Huxley, do have some of the better boots or longer boots of the Australian team's motto.
Yeah, well, even if Stephen Larkin was going to be playing tonight, Huxley was slot into first receiver and do a lot of the clearance kicks.
First one against the throw, won by Australia. Norton Knight. Oh, that's not good. It's forward.
Again on his left hand.
They had to take a couple of steps backwards after the line-out was won, and he just seemed to lose his rhythm there.
Well, it's called falling off the pass. He's not following over the top of the ball as he lets it go with that left. The left hand's the power hand when you're passing that direction. He's virtually not staying over the ball, which means he's falling away and the ball is fading.
Crouch, touch, pause.
Free kick here to the Wallabies.
Put the ball down.
Giddo wants to take it quickly.
Fading.
Phil Waugh does. And here's Palu trying to catch some napping.
No hands.
Well contained, Palu.
Hands, yes, mate.
Now Giddo takes it quickly. Away he goes. Matt Giddo dummying. Taken by his opposite number, Phillips, in the end. Good run, good metres, and now Elson. Monster there by Jones. Palu cleans up at the back. Over it goes to Sharp, and now Mortlock dummying. Phillips has him, so too does Thomas. Inside the Welsh 22 go the Wallabies. Here's Norton Knight. Pass is good that time. Out to his captain, Phil Waugh. That's the 22. Giddo just slipping over. Got it across to Dunning. Fumbles, but manages to hold on in the nick of time. Back to Giddo. Now Norton Knight dummying and almost through. Penalty.
Obstruction.
Obstruction.
Stay on with a hit.
He pulled the right move there, Norton Knight. Realised there was no one to give it to. Took the run, but there had been some obstruction in front of him. Have a look. Phil Waugh was in the way of Sidoli, the second rower from Wales.
Hook. Finds touch. A couple of metres short of halfway. It's Wales 7, Australia 0. Wales scoring pretty much a length of the field try against the run of play very early on to silence the crowd here at Telstra Stadium.
Yeah, the game still hasn't really settled down in any sort of rhythm. Gitto set it alight just there for a couple of minutes with a couple of big darts.
Could take it the back on that occasion. Jonathan Thomas, one of the 4 Thomases in the Welsh 22. Sidoli, now this time, unfortunately, just ran into one of his own players. And that's frustration for Wales, but it's a law. And so, a penalty here to the Wallabies, and it's going to be Mark Gerard.
There's the penalty. Well,
you know, it's one of those frustrating laws we've got in rugby.
I would have called it non-consequential. It had no real bearing on the game. Let it go.
What can the Wallabies do this time, Phil? They've had plenty of opportunities.
Well, they have. I mean, the ball from the line-out's been pretty good, Clarkie. It's come down in the most case, except for that one when they won on the Welsh ball. It was a bit untidy, but on their own ball, it's all been very positive.
Stephen Moore goes to the back and right almost over the top of Elsom. He did well to drag that one in. Here's Palu running off. Gitto getting them over the advantage line. Now Matt Giddo goes in, waiting for it. It's low ball. 7 or 8 metres out from the line. Norton Knight. Out it goes. Mortlock dummying. Mortlock still going.
Oh, I had the arm free too.
And here's Nathan Sharp. Getting the legs pumping. He's about 4 or 5 metres out from the line. Gitto gives it to Norton Knight. Here's Mitchell taken there by Adam Jones. Gitto, Mortlock pops it over. Shepherdson, I think, has been touched by one of the Welsh players.
Yeah, knocked on by Wales.
Up on red.
Gee, there were opportunities on the left-hand side. Can't help but think they've gone the wrong way there, the Wallabies. They'd open it up. Gitto and his little snipes are really creating some havoc for the Welsh. Creating space. Shepherdson probably should have taken the tackle and re-established.
13 minutes gone. 7-0. Wales over Australia. Wallaby put in. Steady scrum. Gitto. Norton Knight cut out pass. Mortlock on the charge. Midfield losing it.
Oh, it had been constructed so nicely there in midfield. He'd gotten 3 or 4 metres over the advantage line. Quick ball, and they were ready to go the same way.
There's a lot of passing. Norton Knight directly to Mortlock. There's the ball there, knocked out by Hook.
So Mortlock not too happy, but at this level, it's called ball control and wasn't able to hang on to it.
Touch.
Picking it up off the back is Jonathan Thomas, number 8 for Wales, who was one of their stars in the 2003 Rugby World Cup down under. He's not going to find touch, and so Huxley fires it across now to Mark Gerard. Not a great pass. Bounce is good though for Gerard. He got rid of one. Sidoli hangs on though. That's good work by Gerard to get over the advantage line at the end. And now Norton Knight.
Well, there's backs out there in defence.
Halu pops it back to nobody. Picked up though by Drew Mitchell. Mitchell, good tackle there by Lee Byrne.
Here goes Giteau.
Giteau, the short side probing, taken by Thomas's.
Now that's a dart.
Jonathan and also Gareth. Slow coming out of there. Phil Waugh to Norton Knight. Running onto now Huxley. Intercepted! Has he got the pace to get away? Robinson over the 22. They won't get to him. Another runaway try. And Wales, what about this? They lead by 12 points to 0. Both against the run of play, but they will take it. The 27-year-old from the Cardiff Blues looked up, couldn't believe it, and Robinson racing away for his 7th Test try.
If you're going to throw them long, well, it was under a lot of pressure, Huxley, when he threw it. Robinson was ready, and also he had the pace. I thought Mitchell was going to gun him. Gerard had virtually given up, and Robinson, 75, 80-metre run for the try. Yet again from the turn of play.
Yeah, the Huxley pass, he knew what he wanted to do. He just didn't expect that bloke to be there. Well, I think he knew as soon as he passed it, he went, oh, no.
He was in such a rush to get it wide there, Julian Huxley, and under pressure, and that's where the error came from.
Yeah, well, he knew there was an opportunity wide, and he knew he had to get it there, but, yep.
Well, if the first runaway try didn't stun this crowd here, and no doubt all of you are around Australia or wherever you're watching it, if you're a Wallaby fan, that try certainly has stunned everybody. 14 points to 0, 2 converted tries, one to Gareth Thomas, the other to Jamie Robinson, and this new look Australian back line having some problems.
Well, they're certainly trying things, the Wallaby back line, aren't they, Mata? There's plenty of moves being thrown around.
Well, there was room. That was the urgency to get it wide, because I think they had a 3-on-1 on the outside right-hand edge. That's why they wanted to get there, so the execution was the problem. Huxley was under pressure from the ball from Sam Norton-Knight. He had a defender on him straight away. Couldn't wait to unleash it wider. Not wide enough. Only went to the outside centre for Wales.
So Huxley with his 3rd kickoff now. He wasn't expecting that, no doubt, early on in his debut.
Good kick by Chekai.
We'll have a line out on halfway.
It's important now that guys like Phil Waugh, like Nathan Sharp, look at the possession, 77% for the Wallabies, and the Welsh spent most of the time in their own half.
Australia totally dominating this game apart from on the score, but there's Lottie, the faster, leaner Lottie, having a joke with Cameron Shepherd. Would Lottie have caught Jamie Robinson there?
Not much to joke about either out there.
Well, now Ashley Cooper finds his Brumbies teammate Mortlock on that occasion. Huxley, Ashley Cooper again getting involved. We haven't seen too much of him. They've been cutting him out. Going straight to Mortlock. Here's Dunning.
Wallabies have got their 3 back row runners at second receiver here.
Here's Stephen Moore. 10-metre mark, Wales territory. Wallabies will certainly have to be the next to score, you would think. Good pick up there by Shepherdson. Needs to stay on his feet. Cobain the tackler.
Trouble here. Turnover.
Oh, the Welsh gaining in confidence, and the inside ball was a good one. And this is Byrne. Byrne up over the 22. Gerard brings him down. Chavez is there. The men in red arrive. Phillips. Out it goes to Cobain. Australian-born, playing his first Test against Australia.
Gareth Thomas, the skipper, wants in there. Robinson's got it.
Robinson, the try scorer. Good tackle. Penalty. Penalty goes to Wales, and it's very kickable.
It's a simple inside pass that set up the initial break.
18, nearly 19 minutes gone.
Well, the turnover rushed Australia into defence. There was no one on the inside of Huxley sweeping across. Rocky Elson was slow to get across, and Byrne was gone. Showed plenty of toe. Gerard caught him this time. And And then the error at the breakdown with the urgency the Wallabies were showing, they've come up with the mistake. Penalty.
He's entering from the side. Robinson receiving some treatment. So too Drew Mitchell for the Wallabies. And Hook, after kicking 2 pretty easy conversions, now with his first penalty attempt. Hook. No problem from there. This young man scored 22 points in the win over England back in March in the Six Nations. And so now it is 17 points to 0. If you've just switched on, that's Gareth Jenkins, the Welsh coach. He's been defending his team because right from the outset, they have been maligned. People calling them Wales C. We'll have a look at the scoreboard. 17 points to 0.
They've been hoovering those points up from Australian errors on each occasion.
Yeah, I mean, the good bit about that break before from Wales was it was their own constructive play rather than, as you say, Marto, smoking off the Wallabies' mistakes.
Here's Phil Waugh. Can't get away from Sharvis. Got it back to Gitto. And Gitto throws the dummy. 25 metres out. Wallabies desperate for points now as they try to climb back into this match. There's another flat pass, this time taken by Chisholm.
They're still game. They're throwing the wide flat passes.
Sticking to the game plan. Norton Knight stepping back on the inside. Sandwiched there by Byrne and also Hook. Laid it back and now Gerard tries to find a way through. Sharvis went low. Reese over the top. Penalty.
2.
Right in front. It's against Matthew Reese. This man is going to be flying home tomorrow because his wife is expecting in 4 days.
Phil Waugh's given the direction to take the shot. No, they've overturned that one. I don't know what the Phil Waugh knows yet.
A war from the crowd here. There's Phil Waugh.
Yeah, I mean, the Wallabies would be thinking, forget about the first 2 tries. Mistakes that we made, nothing that the Welsh did that was that great. And we are sort of making inroads. We have got the possession.
Now we need some points.
Yeah, let's have a crack.
Sharp taps it down. Gitto, here's Palu taking them on. Waugh arrives. It's there now for Gitto and Norton Knight. Mortlock over to Gerard. One of his Brumbies teammates in the back line tonight. He's about 7 or 8 metres out. Gitto short side. Nathan Sharp can't find a way through there. Taken by front rower Yeston Thomas. Advantage being applied here for Australia. Still there. Can they get across the line now? The Wallabies. Gitto. Here's Norton Knight dummying. Norton Knight almost through. Sharvis held on. Pick and drive time again. No way through there. Gitto. Great defence by the Welsh. It was Byrne on that occasion. Now Gitto. Here we go. Mortlock. Mitchell stepping. Head down into the traffic. He goes. I think he's still playing advantage. Here's Norton Knight. Mortlock. I don't know if it was meant for him, but he snaffled the ball anyway. Got over the advantage line. Cliff Palu. Palu goes to ground. 6 metres out. Gitto.
Coming up to 12th phase.
Here's Rocky Elsom. Cutting back on the angle. Landed awkwardly, but it's still there for Gitto. Gives it now to Dunning over the top. Palu! Cliff Palu!
Looks like a fair try, but he's going upstairs.
Jonathan Kaplan couldn't see the grounding.
Thirteenth phase. Palu juggled it for a second, then took off in the tackle of 2, dived over, I think, just inside the corner post. We're about to have another look at it now.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much doubt about that.
The television match official is from New Zealand, Vinnie Munro, and it's down, no problem. Ball went down and then 120 kilos of wallaby meat landed on top of it.
Yeah, he's played pretty well, Palu, so far. Every time that he runs with the ball, he does attract 2 and 3 defenders.
Time out. Time out, you consent.
Not making many metres, Kearnsey, but he is attracting defenders.
Yeah.
There it is
Palu.
again. snuck on the inside. 13th phase. It was a sloppy end. It wasn't a traditional finish for a try, but the Wallabies had applied tremendous pressure. They'd knocked back the chance to take 3 points from the penalty. They went from the line out, and about 2 minutes later, they finally get their first 5-quarter. Nathan Sharp, he's the one laying down the law.
I think it was Matt Dunning that threw the final pass, wasn't it?
Wardlock from out wide. Will it come round? No, it won't. Not a great attempt. So that's a penalty and conversion missed by the Wallabies, but they're on the score sheet. Cliff Palu, what a moment for him. His first test try, and it's Big Cliffy's 10th test match tonight from the New South Wales Waratahs. Debuted last year against England because he's the first cousin of Mark Gerrard, and number 22 on, Gavin Henson, as his captain is in the sin bin, and in fact the blood bin.
I think Henson will go to fullback and Lee Byrne goes to the right wing.
Phil Waugh takes the restart, and Giddo, not a great pass, but bounce was okay for Norton Knight. He pumps it down, not out though. And his first look at Gavin Henson, his 21st test appearance. Gerrard taking it.
Not all that convincingly. But the Wallabies reckon they've got an opportunity out wide. Huxley at first receiver.
Scrum, both were legal. Goal ball moving forward.
The Wallabies are going to get the put in. Sharks, number 6.
There was 16 blokes yelling at the referee then, telling him what to do.
On my call only, Crouch. Get in, please.
Wallabies saying the Welsh are a long way away, sir. Get him nice and close so we get a good pack.
Missed tackles. The Wallabies are getting through them, not getting rewarded as yet.
Feed the ball.
Well, he was too slow putting the ball in on that occasion. Gitto, Macy Guerra, and now the Welsh get the free kick.
Wallaby scrum under pressure on that occasion.
Phillips gives it out now to Jonathan Thomas, the number 8. Good field position again for the Welsh. They lead by 17-5. And Hook can't find a way through. Taken there by Norton Knight.
Wallabies get a chance to defend now against the Welsh. Very flat attack.
Phillips looking to his right, giving it now to Robinson. Got past Palu. Laid it back. Phillips again. Check eye. Phillips still there for Wales. Dummying. Can't find a way through.
Phil Waugh
stolen. Palu.
Chance to go wide.
It was actually the turnover was achieved by Rocky Elsom.
Rocky, yeah.
There's the kick, and it's not out, but we'll come back. He was playing a very long advantage there.
Gee.
Probably rightly so. They were going sideways, not forwards, the Wallabies. So it was Elsom that went in and affected the turnover.
Have a look how brutal this moment is from Rocky Elsom. Gets in there, arms on the ball, and then makes the almighty rip, and then turn and hands it off. That's a wonderful example of a turnover.
Got on with a hit.
Plenty of running being done by the Wallabies. 42 runs. Well, and there was just 13 phases in that last try. So a few runs there. Matt Giddo would have done a few of those. Sterling Mortlock's been prominent in running the seed.
Here's Palu off for another run.
Well, you saw the number of runs to the compare that to the metres. Obviously Wales being more efficient in terms of making metres. Two of those have been long tries, let's face it.
A great combination back there for the Wallabies. In the end, it was Norton Knight that got a pretty good bounce and was able to send it safely into touch. 28 minutes gone. Wales 17, Australia 5.
Welsh attacking line out. This is only their second line out of the game.
What do you make of their sponsor, Kernsey? I've got to have a taste of this stuff. It must be beer that makes you smarter, this Brains beer.
No such thing, from my experience.
Usually helps your vision.
Not straight this time from Matthew Rees.
Yeah, clearly not straight.
Scrum 9 metres inside Wallaby territory.
touch.
While the forwards are messing around, there's the backs. They'll have a look at that tight quartet there at near first receiver. They're ready to go with a quick tap. Palu.
Up to the halfway mark he goes. Giddo. Nathan Sharp, short ball. And it was Norton Knight taken by Robinson. Giddo, they've left it behind.
Was knocked down by a Welsh player.
Yeah, I think Colin Sharver's just got a hand to it first. That's what Gitto likes to do. See, he's not going straight across field, Kearns. He is going at the opposition, and then he's got runners coming back either on his inside or on this occasion off the angle, but on his outside.
And plenty of work ahead for the Wallabies. Unfortunately, there's still plenty of time. Gitto giving it now to Huxley, turning it back to Mortlock, and Mortlock just popped the pass then, but decided to go to ground. Here's Sharp, cut out pass. Mitchell kicking ahead. And Byrne is going to get back there. No angle to work with, nothing to work with. In fact, he just runs it over the touch line. The line out, 5 metres out.
I get the impression that the Wallabies are getting some of the rushiness out of their game. And I get the feeling there's going to be at least one, maybe 2 tries scored by the Wallabies before half-time.
Well, it's there for the Wallabies. Welsh have already been warned. No more infringements in this red zone. And it's very slow coming out of here. Here's Nathan Sharp!
Straight through.
Well, a soft try in the end. The Welsh have been pretty good on defence throughout this match so far, but on that occasion, Nathan Sharp, well, he just stepped through, didn't he? And he banged it down for his 5th Test try, the Western Force captain.
Well, messy line out to start with. I think it was saved by Elsom. And then it was just so simple. All it was a pass from Chisholm to Sharp coming in at an angle, and he got in between, I think it was the 2 second row of Sidoli and Cobain.
One of the factors was that Chisholm took it 1 metre across field, which dragged defenders upwards, which then with Sharp punching back on that angle, it did allow the hole to open up. So he dragged that first pillar defender, the first guy on the Welsh left-hand side of that breakdown, dragged him forward. I think it was Sidoli, and then Sharp on the angle. Very clever running.
Yeah, cut back inside Cobain on that occasion.
It's better from Mortlock. 3rd time lucky. 17 points to 12. 33rd minute. That'll give them plenty of confidence now.
Have a look. You just saw the body language on some of the Welsh forwards there. They're slowing down already.
Well, they haven't had a lot of possession, have they? Their 2 tries have been against the run of play. They've had to do plenty of tackling.
The Wallabies 77%.
Oh my God. Well, that means the Welsh have had to work extraordinarily hard. You always got to work harder when you haven't got the ball, and that's what's been occurring. Wallabies haven't been kicking willy-nilly either. They're about to clear it now. They haven't been wasting their possession. They've been hanging on to it. The longer they control the ball, the harder the Welsh have had to work.
Line out 2 metres from halfway.
And in this case, the Welsh have to cherish every opportunity they get to get their hands on the ball. And line out, we're about to have another one. It's been poor from them. They've had 2 throws, 1 crooked, 1 lost 1.
Free kick. Again, Vasey Guerra against the Wallabies. And here's Sidoli. Strong run. Up over halfway. Phillips gives it now to Cobain. Driven back in the tackle. He really wasn't running onto it. And there was a loose hand in there. Touch judge found it, spotted it. The referee was on the other side. I think they thought they could get away with it.
Suspiciously, Phil Wars, like, oh no, it was Nathan Sharp. Mate, he's almost on his feet, but it is a ruck. He can't touch the ball. Will be after the World Cup if they change the laws.
Not a great touch finder, but safely over the chalk by Hook. 34 minutes gone. One by Cobain. And Reese has it at the back. They go to ground. Phillips goes in looking for it. Hook, dummying.
Oh, good defence. They held their space. The Wallabies weren't tricked by the decoy.
Now Chekai. His Polish grandfather settled in Wales after World War II. Lost forward there by Thomas. Yes, number 11 for Wales, Chekai. One of the traditional Welsh names. Dunning, Moore and Shepherdson up front for the Wallabies.
Oh, the Wallabies got a good hit on that occasion.
Yeah, the scrum very unstable.
So Palu had to pick it up at the back. Now Giddo gets it out to Morton Knight and Huxley. Into touch. 10 metres from halfway.
Well, the right option, but in terms of throwing it wide to Huxley and then let him assess the situation, kick if need be. Probably didn't need to put that one out. Could have really rammed it long and let Gerard chase.
Palu, one of the try scorers for the Wallabies. Nathan Sharp also crossing. Gareth Thomas and Jamie Robinson scoring long-range tries for the Welsh, and Morton Knight pops it back. Shepherdson looked to pass and decided to take the tackle.
Well, there's a chance on this side.
And Phil Waugh. Now they go. Oh, and that time.
Is that Chisholm again?
Chisholm. He was just one step ahead of himself there.
Yeah, he knows it too on the left-hand side of the screen. Cursing himself. Had his hands out. Couldn't see a reason first up why. Must have moved his eyes. You may see it in his eyes perhaps. No.
Yeah, he was looking at the gap, I think.
Just started looking up at James Hook. He knows it. He knows that'll be down in his personal stats. 2 individual handling errors for the first half.
Chisholm, I think he's played about 26 in a row for the Wallabies. Thomas handed it off to Phillips, and now Huxley. He was inside.
Oh, great kick by Huxley.
No, I think he might have put his foot
on
on
the
the line.
The Wallabies 7 handling errors to the Welsh 4, but they have had a massive amount of possession. You'd expect them to have more handling errors. Wallabies really seem to be trying to offload quickly, don't they, Marto, in the tackle?
You know what else they're doing, Kearnsey? They're not keeping the ball buried at the break. Oh, around the corner.
Hook, and over the top it goes. Chekai, they're under pressure again, the Wallabies. The Welsh looking to finish off the first half with a bit of a flourish. Phillips gives it to midfield. Sidoli running onto it. Taken there by, I think it was Sharp. And Phillips goes in looking for it. Hook showing it on the inside, then having a go on his own. Out it goes to Jones now. Back. And Phillips again to Thomas. This is Gavin Thomas, taken by Phil Waugh.
This is the best pressure the Welsh have put on in this first
Stolen.
half.
And stolen, and now cleared by Huxley.
That's the one he didn't want to put into touch. Oh, look at that.
Great kick. Wales.
Well done, Julian Huxley, and there to arrest any potential for a quick throw-in.
Welsh hook it down to Matthew Rees. Ball won't go in until he gets there.
How did that come out prior to that kick from Huxley? We all saw that.
I saw Sterling Mortlock diving in there. I think he had something to do with it. Look at that, just end over end.
The Australians have got the territory if the Welsh don't get this ball from their line out, but they do.
Go to the front.
Yeah, they've reverted to very simple lineouts. Last couple have been just a 2.
Now it's Rees. Phillips.
Oh, neat kick. Last line out of the half.
And Australia will get the put in. Trailing by 5 against all the odds.
Right.
Well, it was won by Australia, but they couldn't control it, so Wales come through. It might be enough for them to hold on to the lead. 18 is on this. Michael Owen, and that's into touch. So will we have time for the line out? No, we won't. So that is half-time at Telstra Stadium in Sydney. And this new look Wallaby side, very rusty indeed in the first half. Made a couple of mistakes, and Wales punished them, scoring 2 runaway tries. One to Gareth Thomas, the other to Jamie Robinson. Australia have hit back, though. They were down 17-0. A try to Cliff Palu, and one to Nathan Sharp, converted by Mordlock, has got them back into it. Wallabies are out there as well as the Welsh. Let's get some words now from John Muggleton, the defence coach for the Wallabies. And John, what was the message at half-time? Certainly wasn't the start you were looking for.
No, it wasn't, Greg. We wanted to play direct football. We wanted to run the ball at them, and we wanted to make them work hard. What we did was we went out and basically played touch football and threw a lot of cut-out passes. So once we got that under control and we started taking the ball forward and making their forwards work, and then working their defensive line from one side to the other, well, a few gaps opened up and we were able to put a few points on them.
Well, when you did start to play like that, yeah, you're right, things did open up. It's plenty more of the same.
Well, that was the plan from the start. That's been re-emphasised at half-time, so that's what we're looking forward to from the players. And, you know, new leadership group, you know, it's a test for them to make sure that we play to the game plan.
And Muggo, you're looking for quick offloads at the breakdown to try and avoid that breakdown situation?
Well, on slow ball, mate, we don't want to just go off the side like Super 12 teams have been all year and just put your head down into 5 forwards. We want to do something a little bit different to that. And be a little bit more creative, but you know, it's got to be within the structure and within a little bit of security. We just don't want to flick it out the back.
Okay, thanks very much for your time, John.
Pleasure.
And good luck for the next 40. Let's hope that they can start stringing some passes together. Not the start they were looking for in the second half either, the Wallabies. And Wales in a great position to mount an attack early on in the second half, and Sharvis running from the scrum. That's the 22. Here's Thomas. Double round now with Phillips. Good tackle, though. Ashley Cooper it was. Adam Ashley Cooper. We haven't seen a lot of him. Not a lot of opportunities in the first half, but it's now Wales just edging forward. That's the replacement. Michael Owen. Line up out here to the right. Thomas turning it back on the inside to Gavin Thomas. Phillips. Gareth Thomas again. Thought he spotted an opening. It soon closed, but it's still there for Wales. They go open. Byrne. Gavin Thomas. Reese. It breaks down in the middle there as the hooker goes to ground. But good continuity here. Inside it goes to Owen. Can't find a way through.
First time the Welsh have hit 7 phases for the night.
Hook. Double round. Here's Hook!
Let's call that forward.
Well, almost for Wales.
It's the pass before that which went back to Hook. It was called forward.
It was clever play. Avoided the obstruction by the player backing into the defender. Looked solid in attack without being dangerous, the Welsh.
It's Palu, short ball. They're outside their 22, need to clear. And it's going to be Huxley under a bit of pressure. It's into touch. 10-metre mark. Still in Australian territory.
Certainly, Mano, it was the most productive play from Wales to get a bit of turnover ball. The first 2 or 3 phases they went forward, but after that, a bit of a struggle.
Never really bent the line. The Australians were able to cope pretty easily with most of it. Hook came the closest from the double around.
Line out won by Wales. Those who took the $6.50 being offered for a Wales victory will be pretty happy with themselves at the moment. There's a long way to go.
Sonny Parker's first touches for the Welsh.
Not had any opportunities either. There's Byrne kicking down into the corner.
The aimless kick.
No pressure on Gerard. Knocks it down, so we'll come back to the 22. Sam Norton-Knight, ball in hand. Ready for the restart. Michael O'Connor, the screen, the back. John Thompson, the manager of the Australian team, probably there with his lieutenants. Nick Evans, one of them.
That stat, even this first few minutes of the second half, Wales are starting to get that possession stat a little bit more equal.
Okay, we're going to play. We're going to play. Time on.
Phillips, his tall scrum half. Goes to the air and Huxley takes it. Goes well. 10-metre mark, still in Australian territory. Giddo. There's Norton Knight. And Nathan Sharp out in Shadowfield. And that's Adam Ashley Cooper. From Sharvis, back to ground, near halfway. Giddo.
Obstruction there, surely.
Obstruction.
Interfere with the defender.
Guy Shepherdson just couldn't get out of the way.
Just have a look. Jonathan Kaplan said that Shepherdson interfered with the defender. Often the defender will grab hold of the obstructor. There's Shepherdson on the right. Yeah, he put his hands up. But certainly Sidoli in jersey 5 for the Welsh team, he appealed to the referee, which drew a lot more to the attention of Jonathan Kaplan. Taking the shot at goal here, James Hook.
47, 48 metres out.
It's 5 from 5. I think it was McCloud against the Wallabies last year.
In Wales at Millennium Stadium, coming off the bench for Stephen Jones. Jones back in Wales, watching on with another 17 of the so-called first stringers. The most likely players to be picked first for Wales in the World Cup squad later in the year. Looking for the first points in the second half.
Short, well short, and wide.
So that's his first miss tonight. 17 points to 12. That was the halftime score.
Blame it on his kicking too.
Might go and purchase a proper one, you think?
I think so.
Behind the white.
Get some sand out there.
Byrne.
Out.
He goes to the air this time. Huxley coming through, takes it well. Almost back to the 10-metre mark.
Hands red.
Giddo. Norton Knight. Wanted to play it down in Wales territory. Hook.
That's not out. Straight down the throat of Huxley.
And the touchline he goes.
Hook went out on the full immediately after he kicked it. Trying the grubber, but booted it into touch on the full, Huxley.
Please. Get them over.
The 3 high balls he's had to take in pretty quick succession. He's looked to attack on every occasion, Marto. As soon as he catches it, he's looking for the next opportunity.
Yeah, it's one of the because it's great Beaufort field running opportunities. That's the best theory too. In terms of one of the fullbacks' job, bomb diffusing. He's done well tonight, Huxley.
Good contest here between the forwards. And the Welsh come away with it now. Phillips. War right over the top of him. It's there for Yeston Thomas. They're edging up towards the Wallaby 10-metre mark. Phillips now Hook, and across field he goes. And it's a well, it was Huxley was into touch when he picked it up. And the touch judge disagrees with him. Actually saying I was into touch when I touched it. And he's saying no, he took it over.
He was, Clarkie. He clearly was standing in touch.
Paul Holmes is just as vehement. Have a look. I think he's saying he maybe had his feet off the ground. Hold on.
Clearly.
It is done. It is done. Okay.
We'll debate about that one for a while if the Welsh can bring it down and drive it over for a try. But it was a good kick from Hook, wasn't it? It's been lost forward by the Welsh, so the Wallabies will get the put into the scrum. Reese with the throw in.
touch. Pause.
Went forward off the Welsh hand first of all. It's Palu. Quite often we've seen Palu having to pick it up from the back. And
Palu back into Matt Giddo then.
well, this is going to be a real test for the Wallaby scrum now. Have they learned anything from
Both sides, 8 to 9.
the 12 months under the new coaches? Scrum under pressure. The number 8 having to pick it up. On that occasion, went into his own man.
Lined up.
Listen to the crowd. The Welsh in the crowd starting to find their voice. They sniff an opportunity.
Phillips. Hawk. Here's Thomas spinning around and driving the captain towards the line. Pressure here on the Wallabies. Numbers out wide, but it was good defence that came up and shut the fullback down. Lee Byrne.
Gerard took the chance and came one in.
Offside on that occasion. Gerard went too soon. They're playing advantage here for Wales. Here's Owen. Thomas.
Caution, first infringement, offside, 14. Back to go.
Mark Gerard clearly went too soon, went too early.
They'll take the shot again. They want to get beyond that 7-point converted try buffer. Yeah, Gareth Thomas has stepped in, the captain. Saying to James Hook.
Well, you look how that possession stat Marto was also evened up. It was, what, 73% at half-time. Now it's up. The Wallabies are down to 57% possession. Really evening the game up.
Well, the Welsh are starting to get some territory off the Australians and possession.
That's the distance and the angle for Hook.
Looks good.
Flags are up. And Wales, first points in the second half, 20 points to 12. Still on course for the boil-over, the Welsh.
Well, the weather in Sydney has been sensational. The Welsh taking advantage of that with their shirts off at night.
A week away from the start of winter and people running around without shirts on. Replacements, Captain Phil Waugh's come off, George Smith on, Matt Dunning's come off, Ben Robinson on.
I reckon nearly every Welshman in Australia would have taken this week off to see these two test matches. Dunning's done okay tonight. Phil Waugh's been right and sharp at the breakdown.
No surprise to see Phil come off because he's had limited rugby in 2007.
Hey, have a look at this, those stats then. Second half purely. That was time in own half. Australia now being pinned down into their half. Well, have so far 77%. The Welsh have had possession in this second half. So it's a complete turnaround. Look at Wales, the dominance in time in opposition 22. They're starting to control the game.
Now Gitto. Let's see what the Wallabies can do now. They're inside Welsh territory. Rare occasion in the second half. Gitto giving it down to Huxley, showing it on the inside. They didn't fall for it. Gitto. Now here's George Smith. First touch for him. George Smith on there now for his 73rd Test cap. Still only 26 years of age.
Oh, sharp.
Good ball, sharp up to Palu. That's the 22. Wales territory this time.
Mitchell at half.
Norton Knight. Adam Ashley Cooper straightens. Taken. They need a scrum half and there was no one there. Simple turnover by the Wallabies. Reese, well, Giddo did well to win it back again now. Well done, Matt Giddo.
Leave him here, leave him.
Mitchell again at scrum half. Norton Knight. Mark Chisholm takes them on. Can't force his way through. Gitto spills out to him. Huxley!
Gotta be. Oh,
No.
great tackle.
It was Gareth Thomas and now Ben Robinson. Fresh legs on there, the front rower. Gitto, good phase play.
Oh, too easy, Matt Giddo.
It opened up for Matt Gitto.
Well, of course it opened up because it was Wycliffe Palu who was on the run outside him and two defenders went, gee, we are needed to tackle him. And no one will hang around for Gitto. That's one of the reasons he's there. I reckon he forgot to be halfback about 3 phases earlier. That's why the turnover nearly occurred. Have a look at that. Two defenders have actually tackled Wycliffe Palu without the ball. Gitto had no one to beat.
And Gareth Thomas, look at the Welsh captain there. He's too busy banging someone else on the head in the ruck there. and he just completely forgot his job and let Giddo stroll over. I mean, talk about halfback, talk about him in inside centre, put him at 5'8". He is world-class, Matt Giddo.
15th Test try, and he moves past the 200 mark as far as Test points go. 202 Test points now for Matt Giddo after making his debut 2002 against England. There's the extra 2 from Sterling Mortlock. 20 points to 19. It's still Wales in front, and it's now 3 tries to 2. The Wallabies scoring 3 tries to 2.
Thomas was saying he's being held onto by someone at the back of that maul.
What a mirror image of the first half. This time, this half, the Wallabies have had no ball, yet they're the ones who have scored the first try.
Ball kicking off. They leap high, the Wallabies, and control it. Now they drive. Giddo gets his hands on it now. Norton Knight, cut out pass. Here's Mortlock running onto it. Gives it now to Huxley. Huxley up over halfway. Great tackle by Jamie Robinson. Back on the inside. More.
Could be a penalty to Australia here. There was an early tackle.
Yeah, taken without the ball. The ball on that occasion. In fact, it was Elson.
Great work by Huxley, though. That was the first time the Wallabies have gone wide and really constructed something. Huxley was tackled, but at all times had his arms free and waiting for that opportunity. So was Elson, but unfortunately he was being tackled by Michael Owen.
Into touch it goes, so another attacking opportunity here. Michael Owen not too happy. That was better from the backs though, Marto, wasn't it? Running onto it.
Yeah, Clarkie, the passes were out in front of the runner, so it makes it so easy for them to create something if that pass is right out there, hitting them the ball at speed.
Sharp calling. The follow at the front. Long ball. And Ashley Cooper showing it on the inside, then taking on the Welsh defence. Here's Giddo.
Oh, speed of recycling there.
And here's Sharp. And Sharp is playing it on the ground. Got away with it. Now Shepherdson. Front rowers taking it to the line. Switch of play. George Smith, short ball. Sharp. Inside the Welsh 22. Mark Gerard.
They're coming off the angle, Will. First Sharp, then Gerard. There's some... Oh, I was going to say it'll start to open up here in a sec.
You have to give the ball up to him.
Holding onto the ball.
Yep.
And we've got some players down.
14.
Nathan Sharp is down.
10 on his
Rod
feet.
Kafer, what have you made so far of the Wallaby defence?
Contact.
Just checking on that Wallaby offence, Rod Kafer. What have you made of it?
Always a couple of problems early for teams with the defensive line, and here we can see Adam Ashley Cooper just getting in front of Sam Norton-Knight, which created this opportunity for Sonny Parker to get the hands free and offload the ball. Players in motion at depth from the Welsh caused some problems. If this ball had just been switched back on the middle, the Wallabies were in real trouble. They've attacked well when they've had the opportunity, the Welsh.
Wallabies come away with that.
Robinson does well.
Giddo goes in looking for it. This is out Parler, gives it to George Smith, and they push it wide. Mortlock. Huxley. Good drifting defence by the Welsh, though. They didn't panic. And now they're into touch over there.
Well, actually too wide, the Wallabies. There were lots of passes, everyone going the same direction, everyone just flowing across field, and in the end, the inevitable occurred over the sideline. Have a look at the defenders. None of them being made to straighten up because none of the Wallabies changed their angle. All on the outside. It would have been better perhaps if Gerard had come inside Huxley and taken the ball, straightening things and keeping away from the sideline. Post-whistle silliness there.
Well, Chavez came over the top of George Smith and a bit of a head clash. Smith came off the better.
Wales, 25 out from their own line. Phillips with the clearing kick.
Way too deep. Chance to counter.
Gerard.
Again, this is where you need players changing angles.
Mitchell hasn't had too many opportunities. Gareth Thomas holds on. Smith into scrum half. Shepherdson.
He's had the ball in his hand a lot tonight, Shep.
Yeah, definitely trying to improve his work rate on defence. Moore. Chisholm. Didn't fall for the dummy.
Needed to look outside him. Ball turnover.
Penalty. It's against Wales, so an opportunity here for Australia to take the lead if they want to have a shot.
Chisholm's down. No, he's okay. His eyes were shut there for a second. I thought he's not in good shape. He's not in good shape.
You, Dr. Kearns. You discharged him immediately.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he got a big hit here.
Oh, yeah, high hit.
Take that. It was missed by everybody.
Right
Official
on the
colours.
nose. Well, that's a stinger on the nose.
They are going to have a shot. And it's going to be Sterling Mortlock.
Listen to that crowd. He's still popular, George Gregan. They've just seen him on the big screen.
21 on his back. We haven't seen that very often.
Okay, I asked the Australian coach, John Connolly, what happens when you go to put George on and Giteau comes. Does he come off or do you take Adam Ashley Cooper? He was going to judge it by how well the young bloke goes, meaning Adam Ashley Cooper. So it'll be interesting to see what's being said.
Brings it around nicely. Is that a turning point in the test match? Australia in front for the very first time. 22 points to 20. 62nd minute.
Adam Ashley Cooper hasn't had his hand on the ball, didn't have his hands on the ball a lot in the first half, so didn't have a chance to shine. Second half, he's had his hand on a lot more.
That's a good restart by the Welsh. They win it. Here's Owen.
Oh.
On the 10-metre mark. Hook firing it out to Sidoli. Taking a bit of stopping.
He's done a fair bit of running, Sidoli, tonight. Been pretty good.
Byrne up from fullback. Is Hook. Owen. Short side they go. Thomas. It's Gavin Thomas now. Phillips. Owen just a little flat on that occasion. A real momentum and driven back in the tackle by the Wallabies. But it's still there. Sonny Parker tries a little grubber kick. Come off the legs of one of the Wallabies. I think Parker might have it back again. Yes. Double round now, and Sidoli. Rocky Elsom holds on. 22-metre mark. Now the Wallabies will have to be careful with their discipline. And Hook, flat pass.
You said it, Clarkie. That's what the Welsh are aiming for. Ball control and hoping the Wallabies give away a penalty.
Phillips is holding it up. It's almost like slow motion at times. Now through the hands it goes over on the far side. Checkeye. The left winger goes to ground. Now they go across field. Thomas. Mitchell leaves it behind. Giteau is there though. And it's play on. Oh, drop now right in front of the post. It'll go backwards though, straight down.
Leave it cold!
Wallabies lucky on that occasion.
Chance for the Wallabies to...
Oh, penalty. Holding on right in front. Just what the Welsh were looking for.
That's their reward. The Welsh were squeezing the Wallabies with their ball control. Finally, the Wallabies get it. And it comes to Nord. Yeah, that one did go backwards, then hit his foot and he picked it up. That was fair enough, but then he wouldn't let go of it.
Hook's starting to play a more prominent role, Marto, in the game. He's starting to try and create some stuff.
not going at the defence as much as I thought. A lot of keeping himself away from the defence and just throwing it wide. A couple of good touches recently, but I'd like to see him go at the defence a little bit more.
He's a 5'8", they don't like to be tackled.
Well, I saw him in that game in the Millennium in November last year. He was more attacking.
Off the uprights. Wasted opportunity. Mitchell doesn't gain a lot of territory, but it's safely into touch. So it's still Australia leading 22 points to 20. I think I put the mocker on Hawk saying he could throw it over from there. Normally he would from right in front. He can't believe it.
Here we go. We're about to see the way the Australians want to play this. Gregan is on. Gitto's wondering what's going to happen. Gregan's saying, get back out to the centres. We want Adam Ashley Cooper to come off. So Gitto going to inside centre. The debutant Ashley Cooper coming from the field. Let's have a look how this works for the Wallabies.
Caif's chalkboard inside rugby on Thursday night. Rod Caifer pointed to the fact that at Millennium Stadium, when the Wallabies were up against it, was when Gitto moved to inside centre with the 12 on his back that things started to work out.
Ran into each other on that occasion. Two Welshmen have won that line out and gone backwards 10 metres.
Gregan on for his 128th Test match appearance. Captain of Australia 58 times. 34 years of age now. Still fit. And let's see what he can do. What impact he can make off the bench tonight. Australia 22, Wales 20.
Well, a 2-point game. What a time to bring a player of such poise on the field. George Gregan.
They take it quickly. Palu gives it out now to George Smith.
Ripped out of his hands.
Oh, that's wasted. Wasted opportunity by the Wallabies.
It was Hook that did that too, I think. The Welsh. See Smith carrying it here. Someone gets an arm in there. The Welsh are very good. Yeah, it is Hook.
George Smith, he prides himself on his ball control. That's extraordinary play.
As Chisholm comes from the field as well. Dan Vickerman on.
Great to see Dan Vickerman back. He missed all of the Super 14 for the Waratahs. He's had a couple of club games for his club, Sydney University. Henson is on there for Jamie Robinson. Halfway mark.
They did nothing wrong. They did nothing wrong.
Adam Jones didn't pack on that occasion on the wrong side of the scrum.
With a hit.
That's right. John the captain said, go through with a hit.
Crouch.
Phillips with the put in. Picked up at the back, Jonathan Thomas. Back to Phillips, the low kick and into touch. About 25 metres out.
I'm not sure if that's going to work too well for the Welsh. The Wallaby line-out's clearly dominant. They're going to win the ball easily. As soon as I said that, they'll probably lose this one. But
There's not much of a tactic. Get you off 15 metres of territory to give the ball to the other team.
yeah.
And now here's a free kick to the Wallabies. Rocky Elsom takes it. Sneaks about 10 metres or so. Gets them going forward. Gregan goes in looking for it, and back it goes. Actually, he's outside his 22. Lee Byrne.
Well, that looks like a great kick.
It is a great kick.
And Mitchell. Didn't get a lot of boot onto that one. Control there by Hook, and now on halfway. It's Owen. Mitchell the chaser. Sharvis is Hook. What they're trying to do is just play it down inside. Wallabies 22. Actually puts it out.
Yeah, you got no doubts, Clarkie, with the scoreboard 22-20. The Welsh are just doing their maths and realising a penalty would do us. Where can we kick a penalty from? The Wallaby half, and they want to stay down there. Not interested in having to go there but through ball control. They want to get down there, then play rugby.
Crowd tonight, 40,872. as the Welsh win the line out. Now they're pretty flat. Hence, great ball. A good defence also by the Wallabies.
Penalty Wallabies not releasing the ball.
10-metre mark.
Norton Knight was right in there all over it.
Oh, he's a class act, Gavin Henson. He's just come on in jersey 22. He's wearing the wide boots. There's the pressure being applied by the Australians on their feet at the breakdown. The Welsh wanted to keep playing while off their feet. There's Henson. Great player.
Mark Gerard finds touch. It's been a while since the Wallabies have been in this neck of the woods. Just over 10 minutes remaining. Australia 22, Wales 20. After Wales led 17-0 at one stage, 17-12 at half-time. Pressing a sitter in front. And the Wallabies just holding on. Looking to control it here. Flirting with the touchline over there. Now Gregan gets his hands on it. Norton Knight. Mortlock. Good run. Good defence as well. There for Gregan. Giteau dummying. Taken by Sonny Parker, and Henson has it for Wales. Forcing the pass on that occasion, the Wallabies. And now Norton Knight just looks so much like Stephen Larkham at times. Sends it down to Henson. He's outside his 22. Keeps it in the field of play. Who wants it? Gerard. Oh!
Oh my God.
There's one of those Minties moments.
Maybe one of those turning point moments too. That gives the Welsh a huge lift.
9 minutes remaining. And he just bumped it with his left knee.
Goodness me.
That's a horror moment for Mark Gerard.
Oh, when he fills out one of those player forms, which is your most embarrassing moment, that'll be up there.
Touch, pause, go. Put it in.
Good scrum for the Wallabies, but it's controlled at the back. And now Sharvis runs into George Gregan. And they drive him up over the advantage line. Weston Thomas. Again, the Wallabies will be careful. Now here's the drop goal attempt from Hook. It's there!
The Welsh back in front.
23 points to 22. And spare a thought for Mark Gerard after fumbling the ball. Drop goal. Hook. The boil-over is back on.
They couldn't be bothered waiting for the penalty. This time they put Hook in the huge pocket. Sat him back there. He had all the time in the world. Straight in front. Stroked it nicely. More changes by the Wallabies.
Yeah, Stephen Moore off, Adam Fryer on, Wycliffe Palu off, Stephen Hoyles on.
Not a bad option, the Stephen Hoyles on. The game's loosened up. He's the player, one of the players who can get his arm free. Wycliffe Palu, more just a destructive runner. Hoyles more chance to set up an attack for others.
So the kick-off by Huxley. They win it. This is the new man, Hoyles. Sharp. Ball control the key here for the Wallabies. Regan. Here's Vickerman. Pops it back, Fryer. And now Robinson. Good hands there, Mitchell.
Plenty of defence, but Mitchell's done well.
That's the 22. Regan. Norton Knight. Here's Giteau in midfield. Short side. Norton Knight can't find a way through. 22-metre mark. Regan. Rocky Elsom. Have the Welsh got the petrol in the tank? It's been a long, hard season. And this would be one of the more famous victories if they can hold on, no doubt about that. Mark Gerard!
Oh, it'd be outstanding for Mark Gerard to score a try here.
Colin Chavez coming over the top, but it's still there for the Wallabies. Mortlock gives it to Giddo, who's got something special here. Here's Nathan Sharp having a run. He's already scored 1 try inside the Welsh 22. The Welsh will have to be careful not to give away a penalty. Now Gitto back on the angle run, giving it to Huxley. Can't find a way through. Hammered by the men in red, in fact. Pick and drive here from Shepherdson. He doesn't want to be isolated there. Owen right over the top of him, but it's there. Or is it? It's a turnover. Oh, the Wallabies get the put in. They were going forward.
It was a close thing, as you called it, to the Welsh. Almost grabbed that one. What a finish we've got here. The Welsh, they look like they're out in their feet 15 minutes ago, but the way they've controlled the ball in this second half, they've almost equalised the stats.
Richard Hibbard coming on in 16 in the hooking position. A much bigger hooker. He'll be fresh. It'll be an important scrum here for the Wallabies.
And Rod, while we've got the break, the Wallaby defence improving. You can see what Rod's trying to point out here, that they're able to shut them down, the Wallabies.
See that final defender, there's where Coach pointing that out, came in to cancel out that final attack.
For a big scrum from the Welsh here.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Regan with the put in. Takes it out. They go to the left. Huxley tried to burst his way through. Still there. Gregan short side. Mitchell. Regan. Now George Smith. He'll take them on. Fell awkwardly on that occasion.
Stolen.
Penalty. Great defence by the Welsh. George Smith, yeah, just fell awkwardly there.
Sterling Mortlock cut.
Oh, a lot of claret on the chin.
There won't be any real hurry now, Wales. That was a very good opportunity for the Wallabies, but they just couldn't control it. Penalties conceded. Not a lot in that stat. Almost even. But that has been pretty costly for Australia. 3 penalties while on attack. Conceded.
Welsh just slowing down play, walking to the line out as slowly as they possibly can.
Won by the Wallabies and Adam Fryer. No, free kick. Numbers. They had one too many jumper, the Wallabies. Well, Phil, I'm at a loss to explain that. At this stage of the match, 5 minutes remaining, and they can't number up. But now the Welsh, they will be digging deep now. Wales haven't won in Australia since 1969. On that occasion, they won at the SCG, 19 points to 16. They just want to lay it down the other end. Now here's Gerard. Needs support over there. And Gregan gets there. Now it's Adam Fryer.
Welsh moving up very quickly in defence.
Push back, push back.
Gitto, Sharp, Shepherdson. Gee, he's done a lot of running tonight. I don't know whether you really want to see the front row in midfield there. Lost forward there by Nathan Sharp. It's been a rusty old Wallaby affair tonight. No advantage, so we'll come back for a scrum. And as the seconds tick away, John Conley will be a very worried man, you would think.
Well, again, in that backline move across there where Shepherdson got the balls, no one changing angles, no one really looking to do, well, it doesn't even have to be creative, just someone that looks like holding up the defence to create something. There's someone, Matt Giddo, that everyone's looking forward to create something. Nathan Sharp just having a look up, see where the defence was as he went to take off.
No, too far. Just take a step up. Yes, but it's too far.
The Welsh paying a small fortune in the head-to-head betting.
Touch. Pause.
right up until kickoff. Now they get a free kick. It's not happening for the Wallabies.
That's the 9th free kick that Jonathan Kaplan has awarded from scrums and lineouts tonight.
Well, it's a 10-metre mark. Hibbert, fresh legs out there. And Wales want to just work it up there. They work it up for Hook to have another shot at a drop goal. Here's a great fend from Henson. He got rid of 2 of them.
And he's
then lost it.
Well, this could be the last chance for the Wallabies. They have to maintain the possession here. Something they've done well at times tonight. Certainly the try from Sharp was good ball retention.
Pause and go. Line up, yeah. Wait there, hold!
The ball is out. Giddo out to Mortlock. Huxley. Those Welsh players, they'll be tackling their heart out. Giddo. Not a great pass, and Elsom got it out to... hammered there, Robinson, and now...
Wallabies in possession again. Have to start to work out again.
No, we'll come back. And there's only 90 seconds away. You can just see the Welsh lift. That was a great hit on Robinson.
Well, just as the ball was coming to him, a good hit from Chavis.
One of the old heads out there, Colin Chavis, making the tackle.
Just exactly at the moment that Robinson got the ball.
Crouch. Touch. Pause.
The Welsh 456 test caps to Australia's 332. Now, Huxley.
Needs the ball to stay in, if anything. Have to force the Welsh to kick out, which they've done poorly.
Right, it's now or never. Time almost up. Wales 23, Australia 22.
Needs something special. Needs clean line-out ball.
Nervous moments on the bench, no doubt in the Australian coaching box, and I think there'll be some very worried people in the Australian Rugby Union headquarters next week. This Welsh team, they were supposed to be beaten by 50. Now they're on the verge of a famous victory as Gitto takes them on up to the 22. Wales will need to be disciplined here. Regan.
Welsh side there. Good tackle from the Welsh.
Regan again. They go to that left side. Nathan Sharp as the full-time siren sounds. It's now or never for the Wallabies.
There's a chance wide if the Wallabies can get it there.
Gitto. Now Rocky Elsom. Elsom. He was turned awkwardly. It's still there though for Gregan. Norton Knight. Quick hands. Must go in. Hoyles! Stephen Hoyles steals it for Australia. The Wallabies have done it.
Oh, the Welsh are shattered. The Wallabies ecstatic. Matt Giddo was the one that hit the ball up initially. Elsom made the break on the far side. At times like these, you look to your world-class players to create things for you. Giddo, world-class. Elsom, world-class. And then there's a great ball from Norton Knight out there. And it just left everything open. The final pass had to go. Hoyles. Stephen Hoyles. That's the most important try he's ever scored.
29 all at Millennium Stadium back in November. Oh, despair on the faces there of the Welsh players on the bench. And Stephen Hoyles scores the most important try he scored in his career, no doubt about that. His first test try and only his 4th test. What a moment to score it, Phil Kearns.
Oh, your first one, you'll never forget that, that's for sure. I noticed Gareth Thomas laying on the ground for a long period of time after that. I think he was one of the guys that put the tackle on Elsom.
27-23. This is only academic from Mortlock. It'll be icing on the cake if he lands it, and it's a beauty. Australia, they've come back from the dead. Full time. Australia 29, Wales 23.